She said it there, Kim.
It's hot.
One word is all you need, just hot. Well, nothing like an unexpected day off from school. The first week back, Denver Public Schools is called a heat day for tomorrow for more than a dozen school buildings. 2 others will be dismissed early.
Not a snow day, a heat day.
Yep.
9 News reporter Shalima Maharaj joins us from Skinner Middle School. And Shalima, this was one of the schools that's closed tomorrow.
That's right. It definitely will be closed, and that announcement should bring quite a bit of relief to a number of people, including the student that we spoke to earlier on today, who says that her class is sweltering.
This is the highlight of Aubriella Barrios' day.
The air conditioning feels really good after an exhausted day.
Unlike her school, her mom's car has AC.
It's just so hot and humid that you don't even want to be there anymore.
She's in the 7th grade at Skinner Middle School.
In this class, there's like almost 35 kids in a classroom, and you're so cramped together. Like if I were to sit right here and this would be a seat, that's how cramped it is.
Last fall, voters approved funding for DPS to install air conditioning in 29 schools that still needed it.
I mean, do you want our kids to pass out in class?
2 of the 29 are done. Skinner isn't one of them.
Where's our money going? Where's the taxpayers' money going?
The work for Skinner has started, though.
There are only so many companies that can do this work.
DPS spokesperson Scott Pribble says construction started for 5 schools this summer, including Skinner. He says the middle school was so old they found asbestos and it underwent abatement before the school year started.
We knew due to the size of the building, due to the complexity of the installation, it was going to take us 2 summers to get this project completed.
Right now, that feels far away for Aubriella's mom, Desiree.
I cannot stand being outside. I cannot even imagine how these kids feel. It's like sitting in an oven.
She says the window is closing on her patience.
Make it make sense to me how they expect these children to succeed.
Now, work on the remaining DPS schools is going to be taking place next summer, which means that Skinner should actually have AC in place in time for the next school year. All DPS schools are expected to be air conditioned by 2028. In Denver, Shalima Maharaj, 9 News.
Students at most schools in the Poudre School District will finally have their first full day of the semester on Friday. We told you before the district planned to let students at most schools out 2 hours early all week. But after seeing a dip in forecasted temperatures at the end of the week, they decided to call the early release off for Friday. The district says 32 of its schools lack air conditioning.
All right, this is the dance, Corey Reppenhagen. Do we want to have the heat risk in August, or do we want to have it in June if we push the school year back later?
Yeah, you can't go either way because you'll get those hot days at the end of August, and they also now in June as well. So you can't really dodge the upper 90s as far as start times and when you juggle the school year. You just have to, well, put AC in the schools. That's what's happening. So here's the temperatures that we had today. Super hot day across the area. 97 up to the north, 95 in Boulder. Most of the metro was 95 to 97, except for DIA. That's our official at 93. Little cool spot there. If you call 93 cool, 100 out in Grand Junction. Great night though. That's the thing about late summer nights. No matter how hot it gets during the day, it's really nice during the nighttime hours. 82 in downtown, 73 at the airport right now. And here's your day tomorrow. It's going to be a rough ride. Nothing but sunshine all the way across the day. No relief from any cloud cover. Temperatures getting up there close to 98 degrees for tomorrow in Denver. That's a super hot day, and that's going to include the entire Front Range, the eastern half of the state, the western half of the state, and look at that. Tons of sunshine and high temperatures in the mountains. So we'll talk about the heat coming up in the forecast and then just some relief that you are not going to believe and you're just going to be sight for sore eyes. It's coming up in the forecast in a few minutes.
So we now know which departments within the city of Denver have been hardest hit by this week's layoffs. 169 workers laid off this week, and the city's also not filling 670 open positions.
9 News reporter Spencer Soysher joins us now. And Spencer, many of the cuts involved smaller city departments.
Yeah, the largest percentage of the layoffs went to the Office of Children's Affairs, while the most employees that were laid off came from the Department of Transportation. No matter how you look at it, it's painful for any of the people who lost their jobs.
The aid center did not fit the roads to recovery. profile.
The writing has been on the wall.
It didn't fit the all in my high profile.
Just like the city of Denver's layoffs, the closing of the aid center was coming.
Loved it. I didn't call it a job. You know, a job means just over broke. I called it was passion.
Carlone Manuel was the program director for the Assessment Intake and Diversion Center. The aid center helped provide services for people coming out of jail, going to court, dealing with addiction. But it's now closing. The mayor has his own outreach initiatives.
It was everything I wanted, and I moved from California because of that.
Carlone is 60 years old. He lost his job with the city this week, part of the city's layoffs to address the budget shortfall.
What's next for me? Keep the passion going. Keep the passion going. I mean, I love what I do.
Instead of continuing to try to do more and more with less, let's do less and do it better.
Mayor Mike Johnston's office says the city laid off 169 workers. It's also getting rid of 650 open positions. Law enforcement was not included in the layoffs.
The reason why we were able to keep the layoffs as low as we did at about 170 is because we took steps the last 12 to 18 months to reduce the number of new hires we brought on.
The layoffs do include big cuts to small programs, like a third of the 31-person staff in the Children's Affairs Department and 10 people in the Social Equity and Innovation Department, about 20%. That includes Carlone and the Aid Center.
It was myself and one other staff.
The mayor's office says the layoffs are done.
What do I want to do next? Oh, man.
But so is Carlone's time with the city.
It's 2 days, yeah. It's hard to kind of really wrap your head about what you want to do next.
Several now former city employees say that they felt that they were retaliated against and were laid off because they spoke out against some of the mayor's office policies. The mayor declined that happened today and said those allegations are false and irresponsible. Live in Denver, Spencer Soysher, 9 News.
The driver who hit and killed 2 CDOT workers on the western slope has now pleaded guilty to vehicular homicide. Patrick Sneddon entered the plea yesterday. He drove off the side of Highway 6 near Grand Junction last September and hit 43-year-old Trent Umberger and 23-year-old Nathan Jones. They were doing maintenance work on the side of the highway. The passenger in Sneddon's car, Kathy Ann Wallace, was also killed in the crash. Sneddon's sentencing is set for October.
Staunton State Park reopened today after a park ranger was stabbed there yesterday. The Jefferson County Sheriff's Office says that ranger underwent surgery and is expected to survive. Deputies have not arrested anyone, but they do not believe there's any danger to the public because they're calling it a targeted attack. The park was evacuated yesterday. It reopened this morning.
If you don't get your health insurance through work, you may have fewer options to choose from next year. 2 major health insurance companies told the state today they're going to stop offering plans on the individual market. The state's insurance division says Anthem and Rocky Mountain Health Plans will discontinue some plans come January 1st. The division estimates that could affect nearly 100,000 Coloradans, about a third of the people in our state enrolled in individual market plans. Democrats at the state capitol blamed this on Republicans in Congress who let key tax credits expire. The state's insurance division had already estimated that Coloradans on individual market health insurance plans would see an average premium increase of 28% next year.
Colorado's special session to address an $800 million budget shortfall begins tomorrow. Lawmakers will also discuss Medicaid funding. The state faces deep cuts to the health care program on the federal level. That's concerning for Coloradans at Day Spring Villa, an assisted living facility along West 26th Avenue. 80% of residents there rely on Medicaid. The facility also gets money from Medicaid reimbursements, and many worry and fear what was going to happen if they lose that coverage.
There's many of us won't have a place to go. And I know personally, I mean, I'm 75 years old. If I had to live on the street, I'd probably last maybe 3 days.
Residents at that assisted living facility are planning to hold a sit-in soon to spread awareness over the possible coverage cuts.
During that special session, state legislators are also going to talk AI regulation. They will consider some changes to Colorado's first-in-the-nation bill on AI regulation. Tech lobbyists don't like it. They want it changed before it takes effect. The legislation requires businesses using AI to protect against algorithm discrimination, to notify consumers when AI is being used to make decisions on things like whether they get a job or a loan or health insurance. A competing bill essentially would hold AI companies and businesses that use the technology to the same standards as businesses that use humans to do that interface.
I think that Democrats all want to see AI regulated and consumers protected. We're having a slight disagreement on the exact mechanism on how to do that.
Democratic Governor Jared Polis is with the tech companies on this. He wants legislators to change the bill, saying the businesses are going to have difficulty complying. It's supposed to take effect in February.